to our experiment called Nobody Important Podcast. We'll see if this works. There's obviously a problem with the way we're displayed on this stuff. Work with us as we try to figure this out. Including today's episode, we have what? What do we call you? I don't know. Like, do you want to go by your gamer tag or?
No, just I just use my name. So, what's up, guys? My name is Ramon. This here is going to be Felipe.
What's up?
And then we will be the two people that are regulars on the show. And then we've got a buddy here that's joined the call with us. He can introduce himself.
Sup, fuckers?
And that, tell us your name.
You can call me Mix.
That is Mix. So, he is the man that shall go unnamed, but that we lovingly know as Mix. And why we came up with that name, why he came up with that name, that's a lot of history. As far as background between all of us, we've known each other for, at this point, going on almost 10 years. Me and Felipe have known each other probably about 15. Mix joined the group probably 8-10 years ago, and we haven't been able to get rid of him since. So, yeah, it's kind of like the three of us here is kind of like our big kind of trio that we always end up hanging out. But we decided to make this podcast just to talk about anything and everything that just kind of pops up in the world. We're all giant nerds, all started and failed very, very heavily in like gaming, YouTube, like that kind of world. Hence why we are nobody important.
Y'all can hold that failure. I was very successful.
Yeah,
okay.
You're...
Bitch, what? What are you talking about? Is this the guy with his Twitch channel that's been banned? And...
Hey, that's how you get popular. People come after you, okay? That's a sign of success.
Or shitty passwords. One of the two. I mean, when your password for literally everything is Felipe is gay, then your stuff's just going to get hacked.
Hey.
Funny enough, the account that we have that has that password is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's done anything to it.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, nobody wants that password. No one wants to actually change that account or really touch that one. But as far as podcast goes, like you can expect pretty much an episode. The goal is going to be every week. If we can hold to that, great. Then we will just go from there. But the biggest goal is just going to be able to just have some consistency with it. We'll have just various topics that we take from literally anywhere and everywhere. Today is, what's today's date? January 19th. So it is the day after Conor McGregor's latest fight. If anyone was watching that last night, because that was fairly entertaining. We had a couple people over at the house last night watch the fights. This dude didn't show up.
I was tired.
Yeah, he decided to go to sleep instead of coming to watch a fight.
I did watch the fight.
It would have taken him longer to put his seatbelt on.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, you know, that's kind of a long route from like there all the way across to get the seatbelt, you know.
Get into the car, put the seatbelt on, fight's done.
And really, that's ultimately like what happened. Like if you actually watch the fight, that was, I think it was what, 40 seconds that it was over. Yeah, like all the pre-fight intros, the build-up. Oh, that was depressing to see it end so quickly, but also exciting. One of my favorite things, I was reading the post thread on Reddit, and on that post thread, the top comment was, "Man, I just spent the last 3 hours talking up Donald Cerrone at this party." I'm like, damn, that guy made a very poor choice in who to support.
I was on Instagram last night, and one of my recommended posts was from Dan Bilzerian. Apparently, he bet $500,000 on the fight.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
He's dying.
Slowly but surely, like.
Damn.
I saw on Reddit, I saw the thread, I thought it was $1 million that he bet on it. Was it $500,000?
That's what the caption said.
Gotcha.
because
Okay.
they were counting it in cash at the sports book or whatever, and it was a lot of money.
Hold up. So put up half
Cash?
cash?
Cash.
Like he was like, "Hey, here's a suitcase of $500,000 here."
That's like duffel bags.
I find it hard. Like, why walk around with that much fucking cash?
Yeah.
It's like,
Because he's just that kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean, when you're right, you're right.
I don't know, I was expecting it to be a longer fight. I wanted Connor to win, but I expected Cerrone to win. But Connor's almost 1,200 days without a victory in boxing and MMA.
Was it that long?
Yeah, I saw
1,200 days?
It's like 1160 something.
Wait,
Like,
really?
I was shocked it's been that
It's
long
been-
since he's won.
3 years?
Yeah. Cause when was the boxing match?
That had to
And
be.
then he had 2 fights after it in the UFC after the boxing, right? But he
He lost to Khabib. I thought he fought Nate. Didn't he beat Nate?
he
Or
beat
he
Nate
lo-
once, and then he lost again and again.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he beat Nate, fought Mayweather, fought Nate, and then fought
The Russian dude, Khabib. Yeah. When English is hard.
No, it's Russian. Trust.
Yeah,
What
so
are you talking
that's
about?
another freaking monstrosity in itself.
But yeah, that's the dates I saw was just that long since he's done anything. So that's what I just didn't think he had it anymore.
Yeah, that is. I mean, he came out swinging as soon as that fight started. Like he was just
Like, was it the camera was zoomed out and you didn't even see the first hit, but the Joe Rogan and the other guy were like reacting to it, and then just the shoulder and the kick to the head. Oh, I thought the kick to the head was gonna be the end.
Yeah, I remember jumping off my couch and screaming. Yeah, that was a bit of an intense moment there.
I thought he was that dude. Whatever the ref's name is, he was gonna stop it before.
Oh,
There was a few times where he's got to stop it, and he just let it keep
He's
going.
like, maybe.
Maybe he's defending himself, and it was a good stop.
Yeah, no, at that point it was definitely a
Yeah.
good stop. Mix, what did you see?
So I was like watching the fight here and there. And then when the main fight came up, I was like, oh, okay. And then I it's like I didn't really pay attention to like the antics of them coming into the ring and all that. But I like looked away, and by the time I looked back, Connor had his flag wrapped around his neck, and I was like, damn, this intro is taking forever.
You missed the fight.
but then they were like, oh, the fight's done. I'm like, what?
Dang.
What's this replay? Is this like from another fight?
And that is why we don't pay for fights. Well, maybe you paid for fight.
Well, I did pay for it, but we're not going to encourage that.
We do not encourage piracy,
Nope.
anything of the sort.
No, not at all. That is totally not something that any of us have ever done in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I pay for everything. Full price. I refuse the discount. 10% off? No. 10% premium. I got you.
Next. Fuck you.
He just now read the comment. So Nick's jumped on one of his accounts from another one. He's like, is the big one gay? For those that have not been initiated into this conversation, it has been a running joke for years now that Felipe,
Too long.
yeah, very, very long time, that Felipe is closet and secretly gay, and he won't ever admit it. Nothing wrong with it. We encourage it. We encourage him to go find his boyfriend, go find the love of his life. But he has yet to actually open up, and so we know stuff about him that he doesn't know about himself.
Okay. Fucking damn it.
Everybody else knows.
Fuck you.
His coworkers. Like,
Oh yeah. Like this
so-
joke has gotten so much that it doesn't just. It's outside the group of friends where it's in my work life, and like my work life and this life are completely separate. But my former boss thought I was gay. As soon as I got a promotion, and one of the residents asked if I was gay, and I was like, "What the fuck? What am I doing? Why is this a question?" And then I have a friend named Karen, who is trying. She's broke, right? And to make money, she wants to be my manager while I do gay porn. As to why I'm the one doing porn and she's not the one doing porn, I've got no fucking clue. But that's some bullshit. So fuck Karen.
In that world, wouldn't they call you like a bear? So.
Anyways, move on.
Oh no, see, here's the thing. At that point, I feel like you need to tell more stories. The amount of people that have bought you cupcakes, the amount of people that have given you gifts from your
That was from the tranny, I know. So, back I work in high-rises, and at one point I had to put pad elevators for moves, right? And I had to put a carpet on the floor to protect the tile. It's my job. The funny thing is that as I was putting the carpet down, my engineer walked by, and I said, you know what? My previous engineer used to do this stuff. Why am I doing it? And my boss from his office yells out, yeah, but you look better on your knees. So that was that one. Let me see. The tranny bought us all cupcakes. She told me, I brought you a cupcake for the cupcake. I think she liked me way too much.
See, these stories never get old. And no matter how many times they get repeated, they're still funny because we get to live vicariously through your stories.
There's one guy who kept asking me out day after day after day, trying to get me to go up to his unit, just like trying to get me
to show you his unit.
Probably. He admitted he really had a crush on me. It's this fit black guy who's married to like someone high up in the Safeway. And so
we didn't say names. Nope.
No names. But yeah, he just, it was weird, and it sometimes made me really, really uncomfortable. But I guess like two sides to it. Take the compliment.
I mean, yeah. You know, one of these days maybe you'll actually open up to it and you'll just accept it because, you know, even my wife wants to support you with that. She wants to take you to like a gay bar and just be like,
that was a fucked up time.
Let you find a nice guy.
So, we're going back a few years. Was it New Year's Eve 2018?
2018 going into 2019, yeah, so last year.
Ramon and his wife decided, hey, let's go out. I'm like, cool, whatever. We started the night, didn't tell me anything, right? At an Irish bar, and then the next stop was going to be a gay bar named Charlie's. And didn't know anything about it, but like, I was like, fuck. As soon as we got into the parking lot, I realized something was wrong. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, all right, fuck it. We're here. We're doing it. Fuck it. We're going to go in. We're here. I was down. This motherfucker saw all the gay people dressed in Western wear and was like, fuck no. See?
Straight up cowboys, assless chaps, you name it, all walking in. I'm like,
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
That was not a great moment.
Well, then, what was it? You called me gay. You went to the gay festival 2 months ago?
I did.
Hey, your birthday is not a festival.
My birthday.
I was like, I can't help it if I'm supportive.
Going back, I want to know what made you like know that it was a gay bar by the parking lot. Did you like walk in and there was like a bunch of smart cars and convertible Beetles, or
it was a couple Miatas, but
no, I think it was like...
It's like, Ramon, why is your car here?
You still own a Miata?
Technically, I mean, my dad has it. I gave it to him, and he took it out to the beach. So yeah.
I think I realized it was. I think I just Googled it because I wasn't know where we were going, and I was just following it on Google Maps on my phone. It's like, all right, bars and Charlie's, and looked it up, and I was like, oh fuck. You know, you invited me to that gay festival downtown, and my biggest fear was that my former boss was gonna be there and just be like, I knew it. That's my life. It's fucked up, man.
I mean, there's worse things. you know, there's at least people trust you and like you enough to make recommendations and want to involve themselves in your life. See, they're supportive. They want to help you out. That's all.
I like that his parents got in on it.
Oh my god. Dude, do you remember? Alright, so Mix is known as the asshole in the group. Guys, almost 7 years ago, I'm not sure which auto company you had. Toyota. They made what do you call them? Nameplates?
Like an emblem?
Emblems for the cars. And you can custom make them for free, I assume, because this motherfucker's so cheap he wouldn't pay for anything. So he made one. And it was Philippe Gay. Here's the thing. My name's Felipe. I'm Junior. My dad is named. So he opened it up, thinking it was for him. Then he saw it, and as soon as he saw Philippe Gay, he knew it was for me. I remember I was in my room. I was in the Discord with chat, probably Skype back then, with Mix, and I just turned, and my brother walking in, laughing, dying. And he hands it to me, and I was like, "What the fuck, Mix?" And meanwhile, my family's all laughing. I'm like, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck?" Like, I send Mix gift cards to Dollar Shave Club, and I buy him nice shit. Meanwhile, he tries to send me dildo gummies, Philippe Gay named stuff. And was it 3D VR headset?
Oh yeah.
You do realize, this is where I'm cutting you off. You just said that you are sending another man a gift card to buy things online and to help himself shave and look better and cleaner. You just realized you said that, right?
He liked it though. All he bought was a fucking conditioner.
I bought 3 of them. They smell really good.
See? It's good shit.
Dollar Shave Club, holler at us if you want to sponsor.
I know, right? Yeah, sponsors up there somewhere. I don't know. Yeah. We can fill in sponsor data just up there.
I might kill this sponsorship with this. I remember they invited that dude to another podcast I watch, and man, that dude looked so bothered when one of the hosts kept vaping. Like, it was visibly upsetting him. Like, he just is so against it. Damn. Oh, it was so bad. But
yeah, not great. But yeah, meanwhile, Mix, the other guy that shall go...
The one not on camera.
Yeah, the one not on camera that we just, he's here somehow eventually, but he just won't be on camera. Oh, it has to be the most of our stories involve this guy. Everything from, gaming to literally you just filling your absolute name as just the asshole of the group.
Get in where I fit in.
Yeah. And that dumbass laugh that you always do every time you do some dumb shit.
Giggle. The mixed giggle.
The mixed giggle, where you always know, you don't know what happened, but you know someone is about to suffer. And that's generally what happens with Mix.
Although I
just wait for the reaction.
Days ago, this past week I've been dealing with a lot of things, people getting into my accounts, unfortunately. But once I realized that someone got into my Spotify, it made me go in and check and change the passwords and stuff. And then is where I realized there is a setting. Spotify offers a family plan. Mix, I consider him family, so he's on there. The setting that I saw was it allows you to disable explicit lyrics. So I switched that shit off. And I waited. And boy, did it piss him off, because he couldn't go to sleep while listening to his podcast.
It was terrible. I wake up the next day and I'm like, that was real. That shit was real. I need to let him know that I know.
Yeah. So he can turn it on.
Hey, give me back my curse words.
What if it was unintentional?
Oh, I know it's intentional.
There's sometimes a little toggle, you just accidentally hit it,
Gross.
Yeah, it's
literally what it is, a toggle switch.
Yeah, so maybe you're cycling through the settings, you accidentally hit it, right?
No.
Later that night,
I wanted this.
he changed it, and then it didn't change, and I was like, no, don't you go to bed before you do
Yeah,
it.
we're getting up. Like, oh wait, before you go, put it back on. And I was like, I did. And he's like, no, it's not working. It's not working. You can't leave until you turn it back on.
Oh my god, that is.
You know how much my playlist I can listen to? Like 6 songs.
It's your dumbass fault.
Yeah, get a wider variety on your playlist.
Hey.
Meanwhile, my playlist is gone now. I
Oh,
use
yeah.
it for work. Like, my wife uses it all the time. So it's like, literally anything that I listen to on my playlist, gone.
It's the
But
most
your
annoying
playlist
thing.
is full of like music with no words, right?
Yes and no. Some of it is. I mean, it's a lot of...
Oons.
That
Right?
sounds like the
DJ
club
mix.
Felipe is trying to get into.
Fuck. Why? Why?
Not sure if you're the bouncer or one of the gay ones.
I just,
Just beating.
Sorry, I can't let you in the club without proper identification.
I'm not sure where he was going with that.
I don't know.
But yeah, it threw me off when you also do that for work. You shut off the explicit lyrics because we were trying to listen to the Eminem album that released, and it's like, do you not pay for Spotify, man? Like, I can't play anything.
Oh, yeah.
You're just listening to an instrumental.
Even that would probably get picked up by Spotify's explicit filter just because it's like part of the album. They'd be like, nope. Meanwhile, there's stuff that I've played in the middle of like work where it's just like, oh, that was totally actually still explicit and the explicit filter didn't catch any of it. I'm like, that was fun. Nothing like, 70-year-old lady being inside your store hearing all of that, and then it's like, oh.
Oh shit! So what the fuck were we doing once? Oh my god, I forgot. Oh, we were hanging out and we had my Spotify and your Sonos, and I queued a bunch of shit, and I left before the queue finished up. I used Spotify at church, so what had happened was I played a regular song that you'd expect at a church. And then the next one was Busta Rhymes' "Break Your Neck," and I was like, I left the media booth and suddenly
Ran?
was here. Yeah, I took off as soon as I heard. I'm like, oh shit, no! It's like just smack the fucking keyboard, press space bar. I was like, fuck!
Trying to stop it.
Luckily,
Stop
it
it
was
before
still
you just
empty.
break your motherfucking neck.
It got like 2 lines in before I realized what the fuck was going on. That was so bad.
My God.
And that's why you empty your queue, my friends. You empty your queue.
Yes. Empty your queue. Clear your browser history. Famous last words. Oh my god. Alright, guys. Well, I think we're probably going to wrap up the first episode. I don't know. We had a bunch of memories and all that. We'll have a more coherent topics and things like that as we get into... as we get into future episodes. We'll also, like you said, fix the camera because I still don't even know what I'm looking at when I do this. So we'll fix all of that, get some of the bugs and stuff like that worked out. But in the meantime, give us a follow. Follow us on Twitch, Nobody Important Podcast, YouTube, Nobody Important Podcast, Twitter, Nobody Important Podcast.
I wish it was that. I think that was taken. I think it's like NI_podcast or something.
What, Twitter?
Yeah.
Nope, I made it.
Oh, okay. It wasn't at the time we first made this. This is like 7 years in the making.
Yeah, so pretty much all socials, Nobody Important Podcast. Don't do like Nobody Important. Somebody that bit off our idea years ago decided to take that name. We are the Nobody Important Podcast. So
I approve.
From Ramon, Felipe, and wherever Mix happens to be
Hello?
in this particular moment in time, it's you. Thank you guys for listening, watching, and see you next time.
This is the wrap up.